What's up? It's War Daddy back again. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube because the New World Order and Obama and the puppets have caused me hardships once again. But I'm used to it. No matter what they try, they can never defeat me. The last few videos I made had to do with Social Security. My wife was on disability for 15 years, but the bastards finally cut her off of it. I'm sure it's for Obamacare, but I had found some information I thought some of the patriots and the other people could use as a little motivation, so that they will all know that their cause is worthy and they're on the right side. Because if anybody doesn't know that this government is full of the New World Order puppets and full of tyranny, I don't know where they've been, I don't know what country they're living in. I'd like to tip my hat to Alex Jones for the Rise of FEMA video. That should let anybody know what the deal is, but since I only got 10 minutes, I'm going to make this fast. I found this information recently. The retirement nest egg of an entire generation stashed away in a small town along the Ohio River. $2.5 trillion in IOUs from the federal government, payable to the Social Security Administration. It's time to start cashing them in, because for more than 2 decades, Social Security collected more in payroll taxes than it paid out in benefits. Billions more each year. And the funny thing about that is, for many years, they collected billions more. But not anymore. This is the first year since the 80s, when Congress last overhauled Social Security, that the retirement program is projected to pay out more in benefits than it collects. It's going to pay out $25 billion more than it's expected to collect. So they've squandered roughly $2.5 trillion of the American taxpayers' retirement. How are they ever going to pay that back? Our government's broke. They're borrowing from everybody. They borrow from Peter to pay Paul. They owe the taxpayer $2.5 trillion, and rest assured, we'll be last on the list to ever get our money back. So it sounds like a good time to start tapping the nest egg, but it's too bad the federal government already spent that money over the years on other programs, preferring to borrow from Social Security rather than foreign creditors. In return, the Treasury Department issued a stack of IOUs. So the American taxpayers' retirement is a stack of IOUs from our government, which is broke. And these Treasury bonds are kept in an office building just down the street from Parkersburg municipal offices. Now the government will have to borrow even more money from abroad just to start paying back the IOUs, and the timing couldn't be worse, because the government's projected to post a record $1.5 trillion budget deficit this year, followed by $1 trillion deficits for years to come. Why do you even need the number a trillion? It's unfathomable. A trillion is more than you can count to. That just tells you one thing's for sure: they're never going to solve that deficit. America is broke for good, thanks to the New World Order and the Federal Reserve. They did a really good job at their goal. But the Social Security shortfall will not affect current benefits, so they say. But as long as the IOUs last, the benefits will keep flowing. But the experts say it's a warning sign that the program's finances are deteriorating. Boy, that's really a rocket scientist there. Everyone should know that they've been deteriorating. I've known that myself, and I'm not even close to retirement age. Anyone that really thought Social Security would be secure is a moron. It's not just a wake-up call. This is it. We're there, said Mary Johnson, a policy analyst with the Senior Citizens League, an advocacy group. We're not going to be able to put it off anymore. For more than 2 decades, regardless of the political party in power, Congress has been accused of raiding Social Security trust funds to pay for other programs, making the size of the budget deficit. You know, it don't surprise me any. They squander it, and they'd be glad to. These IOUs are stored in a 3-ring binder in the bottom of a drawer in a metal filing cabinet in the Bureau of Public Safety. The agency is a part of the Treasury Department. They hid them there during the Cold War. One bond is worth more than $15.1 billion, and another is valued just at $10.5 billion. In all, the agency has about $2.5 trillion in bonds, all backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. Well, the full faith and credit of the U.S. government don't go very far with me anymore. And abroad, it's not much. Our dollar is lower than the euro, the pound. The only one that the dollar is valued higher is the Japanese yen. So, or the I mean, it's pretty sad. More than 52 million people receive old age or disability benefits from Social Security. The average benefit for retirees is a little under $1,200 a month, which you can't do shit with, can't even live on. Disabled workers get an average of $1,100 a month. The Social Security is financed by the payroll taxes. Imagine that, the good old hard-working American taxpayer finances it. Each employers and employees must pay 6.2% tax on workers' earnings up to $106,000. Retirees can start getting early reduced benefits at 62. They get full benefits if they wait until they turn 66. Those born after 60 will have to wait till they're 67. Now, if you've paid into that system since the time you were working, roughly, say, 20 years old, you paid around 40 years into the system. I don't think from 67 anybody's going to live 40 years past 67. So it's a pyramid scheme. It's no different than Madoff. It's a Ponzi scheme. There's no way you can ever recover your money. Not to mention that it's not there anyway. The system, it's a pyramid scheme. It's ridiculous. They're projecting it to run out of money by 2037. I'd be surprised if it lasts that long. It's pretty sad. I mean, there's more here, but you know, it's really just the same, you know, same old bullshit. But you won't see this on CNN or anything. This is just one more atrocity they've committed. But this is interesting. National debt and the amount of money the government owes its creditors is about $12.5 trillion. It comes to $42,000 for every man, woman, and child in this country. That's shocking. It's a sad state in America, and now we got people protesting illegal immigration laws designed to try to help us. I don't know where this country's going, but they're going down the tubes. I'm gonna come back and give some more information since we only get 10 minutes. But this is War Daddy, and I hope you all are ready to fight the good fight. Well, I sure am. Any day now, the ice is going to crack, and America's going to have to swim. Sink or swim, buddy. War Daddy out.